My child, before I begin, I want you to understand something about the title that brought you here. God says this happened just 11 minutes ago. Your son has been struck by, "Open it now," was not just a sentence you scrolled past. It was a divine nudge, a gentle pull on your spirit, a moment designed, prepared and placed before you so you would not miss what is unfolding right now. You did not click by accident. You were guided here. Take a breath, my child. Something truly did shift just 11 minutes ago. You may not have felt the earthquake of it, but the heavens did. You may not have heard the sound of it, but the angels reacted. You may not yet understand it, but your spirit has already sensed it. And now, I speak to you with purpose, because the message that is reaching you is connected to your household, your peace, and especially your son. Listen closely. What touched your son was not physical harm. It was not an attack. It was not the enemy claiming space in his life. What touched him was a spiritual signal, a divine spark, a heavenly awakening. Something brushed against his destiny, something only heaven could send, and it carried a message meant for you. Your son was struck, yes, but struck by revelation, struck by an unseen shift, struck by a spiritual announcement that your family's timeline has just been altered. My child, stay right here. Do not scroll away. Do not rush. Do not think this message is like every other. There are words ahead of you that will settle into your home, like light spreading through a dark room. If you leave too soon, you will interrupt the blessing that is trying to reach you. For months, no, for years, you have battled silently. You have carried burdens you did not speak about. You have prayed prayers you weren't sure anyone heard. You have wiped tears quietly so no one would worry. You have asked for relief, direction, breakthrough, protection, especially for your child. And heaven has watched it all. You asked for a sign. You asked for a shift. You asked for a moment that would tell you things are finally changing. That moment was 11 minutes ago. Something touched your son's spirit that signaled the start of a new chapter. Something whispered to his destiny that the silence is about to break. Something told heaven, it is time. Your son did not receive this sign because he is weak, but because he is spiritually sensitive. Children feel things before adults understand them. Their spirits react before their minds do. And heaven chose him as the vessel because his heart is unfiltered, uncorrupted by fear, doubt, or heaviness. Your son received the signal, but you, my child, are the one who must respond. This is why you were led here. This is why your heart felt a pull. This is why your spirit did not let you scroll past the title. Heaven brought you into alignment. You see, blessings do not always arrive with trumpet sounds. Sometimes they begin quietly, like a breeze before a storm, a ripple before a wave, a whisper before a declaration. That whisper touched your son, and now the declaration is reaching you. My child, the spiritual atmosphere around your family has been shifting for longer than you realize. Something has been trying to break through the barriers of bad luck, cycles of fear, repeated delays, emotional heaviness, and invisible resistance. Every time you pushed forward, something tried to hold you back. Every time you hoped, something tried to discourage you. Every time you prayed, something tried to silence the answer. But the shift that happened 11 minutes ago weakened what once blocked you. The chains did not fully break yet, but they cracked. The doors did not fully swing open yet, but they unlocked. The fog around your path did not fully disappear yet, but it lifted, and heaven said, "Now send the message to the one who has been waiting." You, my child, have been chosen to hear this confirmation. Listen carefully. Your son is safe. Your son is protected. Your son is wrapped in divine covering. But more than that, your son has been marked for breakthrough. What touched him was not danger, it was destiny knocking. You have been praying for something to change in your family. You have been asking God to do something that would break the pattern once and for all. You have been begging for clarity, for peace, for a sign that you are not walking alone. This is the sign. Do not ignore what your spirit feels right now. That pressure in your chest, that warmth in your heart, that sudden stillness, these are signals, these are confirmations, these are spiritual responses to the truth being spoken into your life. Your son's encounter has opened a door for healing, a door for restoration, a door for peace, a door for divine intervention. And now the blessing is reaching for you, for your home, for your child, for your future. Stay with me, my child. The message is not finished. The blessing is still unfolding. My child, now that you have stayed, now that your heart has remained open, I can continue speaking. What was started 11 minutes ago did not stop. It is still unfolding, still moving, still pressing into the atmosphere of your home. You may not see everything yet, but the spiritual world has already shifted in your favor. You need to understand something. Moments like this are rare. Not every day does heaven reach down and touch the life of a child to send a message to the parent. Not every day does a divine signal break through the noise of life to find you. Not every day does destiny whisper your name. But today, it did. Your son was the first to feel it. His spirit caught what your heart had been longing for. What brushed across him was not fear, not harm, not disaster. It was awakening, a gentle but unmistakable stirring, a divine spark lighting up the spiritual space around him. You felt something too, didn't you? Maybe a sudden heaviness, maybe a sudden calm, maybe a strange mix of fear and expectation. Maybe your mind tried to explain it away, but your spirit refused to ignore it. That was the confirmation. My child, hear me. The shift that began did not happen to your son, it happened through him. He is a carrier of blessings for your family, a vessel chosen not because he is strong, but because he is open, not because he understands, but because his heart is unburdened by doubt. You asked heaven to move. Heaven responded through him. And now the message has reached you. Your household has been under spiritual pressure for a long time. You have felt invisible weight that didn't belong to you. You have felt moments of anxiety that came out of nowhere. You have felt sudden sadness, sudden anger, sudden worry, sudden spiritual exhaustion. You thought these were just emotions, but they were signs that something was resisting the blessing, trying to enter your home. But what happened 11 minutes ago broke that resistance. It didn't break loudly. It didn't break with thunder. It broke silently, like the first crack in a wall that has stood for too long. And you, my child, are now standing at the beginning of breakthrough. Listen closely, because this part is important. Your son's encounter was the alert. Your presence here now is the acceptance. And what comes next depends on your willingness to receive. My child, I know what you have endured. You carried worry about your child that you didn't tell anyone. You felt something heavy around him, something you couldn't explain. You sensed that he was struggling with emotions or thoughts he didn't have the words for. You sensed that something was off, but you didn't know how to fix it. You prayed silently, saying, God, protect my son. God, guide him. God, watch him when I cannot. Those prayers did not disappear into the air. They went somewhere, they reached someone, they moved heaven, and heaven responded now. Your son is not in danger. Your son is not falling. Your son is not lost. What he felt, what touched him, what stirred him, it was heaven opening a door for him and through him for you. Something has been trying to dim the light in your household. Something has been trying to unsettle your peace. Something has been trying to drain your energy, your clarity, your motivation. Something has been trying to disrupt the bond between you and your child. But that something has been confronted and defeated. When the shift happened 11 minutes ago, an unseen battle shifted in your favor. A spiritual weight lifted, a threat dissolved, A chain broke. Your son was not struck down, he was struck awake. My child, stay here because more is coming. I want you to understand the depth of what heaven is building for your family. The signal that touched your son was not just for today. It is the beginning of long-awaited transformation. You will notice changes soon. You will feel your home becoming lighter. You will feel your mind becoming clearer. You will feel your child becoming calmer. You will feel your emotions stabilizing. You will feel anxiety loosening its grip. You will feel a new peace settling slowly, gently, like warm oil running through every room in your house. These are not coincidences. These are spiritual adjustments. My child, listen carefully. The blessing entering your home right now is layered. It comes in waves, not all at once, but steadily, consistently, powerfully. First, the atmosphere shifts. Then the heart shifts. Then relationships shift. Then opportunities shift. Then your whole life shifts. That process has begun already. You will notice your son acting differently, lighter, more thoughtful, more connected, not because something is wrong, but because something new has awakened inside him. He will begin to sense things more clearly. He will start showing awareness in ways he didn't before. His spirit is adjusting to what touched him. Do not ignore these signs. They are confirming what heaven already started. My child, this moment is holy, this moment is rare, and this moment is yours. But the blessing is still deepening. The message is not finished. There is more you need to hear about your son, about your home, about what is coming next. My child, now that your spirit is steady and your heart is open, I can take you deeper into what heaven began 11 minutes ago. You might not realize this yet, but what touched your son was not just a moment. It was a message, a spiritual announcement that the season your family was trapped in has finally started to break. For a long time, you have felt like something was resisting you. You tried to move forward, but something pushed back. You tried to stay hopeful, but something whispered fear. You tried to rebuild your peace, but something kept shaking it. You tried to protect your child, but something unseen hovered around him, making you uneasy. You didn't imagine that heaviness. You didn't imagine those worries. You didn't imagine those strange feelings that washed over you in the middle of the night. But listen carefully. Heaven did not ignore them. There are moments when God intervenes quietly and moments when he intervenes forcefully. What happened 11 minutes ago was the latter. It was a forceful interruption of a cycle that was never meant to continue in your household. Your son's spirit reacted first because children sense spiritual movement before adults understand it. Their hearts feel the shift instantly. They recognize the presence that enters a room, the whisper that enters the soul, the protection that wraps around them. Your son felt the touch, and that touch was heaven breaking a barrier. My child, I know you have been tired. You have been carrying the emotional weight of your family for longer than anyone knows. You have been the protector, the provider, the healer, the anchor, the strength. You have held yourself together even when you felt moments of collapse inside. But heaven says to you now, you were not meant to carry this alone. That is why the shift began with your son. Because sometimes, when the parent is too exhausted to feel the movement, God touches the child first, so the blessing can make its way to the entire family. Your son is not just a blessing to you, he is the doorway to blessings for you. My child, hear this truth with your whole heart. What touched him was divine intervention. It was heaven pushing back what tried to settle around your home. It was protection stepping in. It was reversal taking place. It was clarity approaching. It was restoration beginning. You are not reading this to be inspired. You are reading this to be aligned. The spiritual noise that surrounded your home is being silenced. The confusion that lingered around your son is being cleared. The heaviness that drained your strength is being lifted. The fear that crept into your thoughts is being dismantled. Everything that once felt unstable is now being rearranged by divine hands. My child, stay with me. There is something you need to understand about what is coming next. The shift that happened 11 minutes ago did not just protect your son. It activated a new path for him. There is something he is meant to walk into, something he is meant to grow into, something he is meant to rise into. His life is not random. His existence is not ordinary. His purpose has weight. The enemy knew this. That is why the attacks came. That is why the heaviness hovered. That is why the delays kept circling your household. Those things weren't proof of weakness. They were proof of destiny. But heaven has spoken. The protection on your son is now doubled. The covering on your home is now reinforced. The spiritual guard around your family has been raised higher. You may not see angels, but they surround him. You may not hear them, but they stand near him. You may not feel them, but they move ahead of him. My child, let me tell you something important. You have been worried about your son's emotions, his behavior, his reactions, his silence, his sudden changes. You've sensed he carries things in his heart that he doesn't talk about. You've seen moments where he seems distant or overwhelmed. You've seen glimmers of sadness or confusion he tries to hide. But what you saw was not the end of his story. It was the pressure before the breakthrough. Children often hold emotions they do not know how to express. They carry thoughts they do not have words for. They battle feelings they cannot explain. But heaven has stepped in now. The pressure is being released. The emotional fog is being cleared. The spiritual weight is being lifted off his shoulders. You will notice your son changing soon. And not because something is wrong, but because something has been healed. He will begin to speak with more clarity. He will begin to feel with more peace. He will begin to act with more stability. He will begin to rest with more comfort. He will begin to walk with more confidence. These changes will not happen slowly. They will happen subtly, gently, naturally. My child, this is the beginning of his restoration, and through him your restoration. Do not fear the changes. Do not doubt the process. Do not question the timing. What happened 11 minutes ago was the answer to the prayer you have whispered over and over again. Your son has been spiritually marked for rise, not fall, for protection, not harm, for clarity, not confusion, for purpose, not wandering. And you are part of that rising. My child, the message is still unfolding. Your heart is ready for what comes next, but there is one final part you must hear. My child, now I bring you into the final part of this message, the part that seals what heaven has already begun. You have walked through the warning, the awakening, the shift, and the understanding. Now you must hear the truth that will anchor this blessing into your home, your heart, and your son's future. Take a breath. Let your spirit settle. This final section carries weight. My child, heaven did not touch your son by accident. Heaven touched him because the atmosphere around your household needed immediate intervention. There was a cycle trying to repeat, a pattern trying to return, a heaviness trying to settle again, a spiritual interference trying to cloud what God had prepared. But that cycle has been broken. The moment you felt that strange pull, the moment your spirit sensed something unusual, the moment your son felt that touch, that was heaven declaring, no more. No more fear stealing your peace. No more confusion draining your strength. No more delays blocking your path. No more unseen weight pressing on your child. No more spiritual noise disrupting your home. My child, listen to me closely. The blessing that has begun will not fade. It will not break. It will not reverse. It will not weaken. It will not leave your family halfway. Heaven finishes what it starts, and what started 11 minutes ago is now only growing stronger. Your son's spirit recognized the shift first. Yours is recognizing it now. Soon, the evidence will follow. In the coming days, you may notice moments where the atmosphere in your home feels unusually calm, almost as if everything suddenly becomes still. You may sense a warmth or a gentle presence in the room for no reason. You may feel your heart relax without effort. You may watch your son smile in a way you haven't seen in a long time. These are not coincidences. These are confirmations. Heaven is not just changing your circumstances. Heaven is changing your environment. My child, understand something important. Your son is stepping into a protected season. What touched him has awakened spiritual defenders around him. Angels are watching over him more closely now. His steps are being guided away from danger. His path is being cleared. His heart is being strengthened. His mind is being aligned with peace. You will see him grow emotionally, spiritually, and mentally, not by force but by healing, not by pressure but by divine recalibration. Your child carries a calling, one that the enemy tried to interrupt. But that interruption failed. The attempts to disturb him failed. The attempts to weaken you failed. The attempts to shake your household failed. Heaven has overruled every attack. My child, you have been tired, deeply tired. Not the kind of tired that sleep fixes, but the kind of tired that comes from carrying too much for too long. You have been the backbone, the shield, the voice of strength, even when you were hurting inside. But now, relief is coming. You will begin to feel lighter. Your worries will begin to fade. Your nights will begin to quiet. Your thoughts will begin to settle. Your heart will begin to heal. Because the burden that sat on your shoulders has been lifted and handed to heaven. You do not have to fight this battle anymore. It has already been won. And now, my child, I speak a word over your future. You will not walk into disappointment. You will not walk into confusion. You will not walk into emotional storms. You will not walk into repeated cycles. You will walk into peace. You will walk into clarity. You will walk into restoration. You will walk into breakthrough. The same blessing that touched your son is spreading through your bloodline, removing what was heavy, restoring what was missing, healing what was hidden, and preparing your next season. My child, do not fear the changes taking place. Some people may drift away, some connections may fall silent, some habits may fade, some situations may close, but none of these are losses, they are adjustments. Heaven clears the atmosphere before bringing the blessing. My child, now I tell you the final truth you must carry. Your son is not only protected, he is chosen, he is covered, he is rising. And through him, so are you. This awakening was not meant to frighten you, it was meant to confirm you. You have prayed for protection, you have prayed for direction, you have prayed for a sign. Heaven sent all three in one single moment, 11 minutes ago. You are stepping into a season where your home will feel different, lighter, warmer, safer, more peaceful. You will wake up differently. You will sleep differently. You will think differently. Because the battle that drained you has been dismissed. My child, this is the moment where your story changes. This is the moment where your son's path is secured. This is the moment where your home is restored. This is the moment heaven marks your family for breakthrough. Now speak these words softly, even in your mind. My home is protected. My son is covered. My peace is returning. My blessing is here. My child, it is done.